Folks, welcome back to the channel. Hope everyone is safe and well wherever you are in the world. Now, going to do another wee review. Unfortunately, as I say, weather and that isn't the best just now, so outside filming it's no ideal, but we'll get something done in future, so bear with us. But these are the days where we'll get a wee bit of some gear reviews and unboxing and that done. Not everybody's cup of tea, I know that, but needs must, so please bear with us. And if you like what you're seeing, hit the like button. Also leave a comment below on things that maybe you want to see in future, and don't forget to subscribe as well. So now, as you'll see, what I'm going to review is a Boker product, and it's from the Boker Plus range. Comes in a nice wee sort of cardboard presentation box, if you can call it that. Got a warranty card here, deal with that later, so that's enough of the box. The knife in question is the Boker Plus Worldwide, so called because it is reckoned to be legal in most, if not all, countries. Obviously rules change and stuff like that, and they can't make something that is completely worldwide, so I would take that with a pinch of salt. What I would say is always keep up to date with your knife laws in your area or where you're going, and make sure that if you are carrying something like this, that it is legal in that area and you aren't in breach of any rules or regulations. It is considered a world legal or legal in most areas due to the fact that, one, that it's non-locking, and two, that the blade is under 3 inches. And in saying that, it's non-locking, so it is a slip joint spring along the back, which is really strong, which gives you an added safety measure. That means that the blade isn't easy to close, so accidents of it shutting on your finger, etc., are heavily reduced. Also, when it is closing, it's got a really positive stop at 90 degrees, which prevents it going all the way over. It's not the easiest knife to open, so chances of it opening in your pocket accidentally are pretty much, well, it's never going to happen. Now, part of the Boker Plus, and you'll see there that it is etched with the Boker Plus logo. This knife was designed by Chad Los Banos, and you'll see his insignia here, CB, and the word design below it. So it's a Chad Los Banos design, as said. Now, Chad is a law enforcement officer from Hawaii, and he also designs knives in his spare time. His knives normally feature along the sort of practical, tactical sort of look, much like these. So, all in all, I'm quite happy. It's a nice secure knife. There's no play in the blade at all, which is always good. You'll see there's, if you look at them closely, you might not see it on camera, but it looks as if there's 2 wee bushes either side of the blade as well. So aye, nice wee bit of jump in there for grip. The other thing that I think is really important in a knife, I really like drop point designs. I think they're probably the most useful. You can use the knife upside down, you can use it that way up. There's another knife similar to this, which is a Lansky, which is considered kind of worldwide as well, or world legal. It's a wee bit cheaper. I did consider it, but I ended up settling on this one because of the handle material, and the other because of the blade design. The handle material on this is G10, which I really like. It's a laminated construction. I won't go into the details, but it's like your sort of Macaras and stuff like that, but it's impregnated with resin, which is a really stable material for the outdoors. It's nice and grippy, got a wee textured finish on it here, and also these wee grooves it's milled into it, and it's really secure and sturdy. The Landscape didn't use that, they used a sort of nylon slab for the handles, which didn't really set the heather alight for me, to be honest with you. Also the blade design, like I say, drop point I prefer, whereas the Landscape was more of a sort of sheep's foot design where the point was down here. Fine for this sort of stuff, cutting that way or cutting that way, but it's pretty limited to that. This, you can do any of that, and as I say, you could open up a deer carcass or anything with reversing the knife like that. So I kind of settled on this. Plus I like the Boker brand as well. Looks as if it can be dismantled. I've not put that to test via these screws. Good belt clip here. I have actually used this in my pocket, been out with it a few times, and really secure. It can be ambidextrous, moved from side to side. It can also be placed up here or here, so you've also got the lanyard loop here. So you get multiple positions for the clip and a lanyard clip as well. Like I said, slip joint and a really secure spring, which leads me to this. Is one of the things that I think is just kind of there for a traditional look, is this nail clip. To be honest with you, if you're going to open that with your nail, you'd probably tear your nail off, so I would normally just grip it like that. But that's just a wee minor kind of thing on it. Like I say, probably there for a traditional look, but it is pretty useless. One thing for sure is, which is another disadvantage of this knife in a sort of survival situation, if you have injured one of your hands and you can't use it, or frostbite, or just anything in general, you can't grip, or just say even arthritis, you're going to struggle to open this, because you need to be able to, really need to be able to grip it. I suppose you could stick something in there and push it open or whatever, that's cool, but it's not the most ideal. Now, as a trade-off, they've put a really strong spring in it, so that although it's non-locking, it's not going to easily close on your hand. So there's a wee bit of trade-off there. You can either have a strong spring and have it hard to open, or you can have a weak spring and have it not so safe. So wee bit of trade-off there, but take that into consideration. Now, materials used, like I said, G10 on the handle. The blade is AUS 8, and that's a Japanese sort of mid to upper middle range of steels. It's a stainless. It's very similar to one that probably most people are familiar with, which is 440C. It's actually possibly considered a wee bit better than 440C, due to it being able to go a wee bit harder. I've not put that to the test, but that's what they say anyway. But as long as any steel's heat treated correctly, you should be able to get a decent performance out of it. And one thing is, as I say, they're really sharp out the box. it's quite a fine grain steel as well, so it does produce a really sharp edge. It is also said that is easy to sharpen. Now, that's a term to be wary of when you're buying a knife. And it's one I'll put this to the test and I'll get back to you in future. If a steel is easy to sharpen, it is going to be easy to blunt. It's as simple as that. Now, people say that steels are easy to sharpen to attract buyers, because people struggle to sharpen knives. So when they hear the term or read the term easy to sharpen, they go, "Whoa, brilliant, that's the one I want. I don't want a knife that's difficult to sharpen." But bear in mind is, if a knife is easy to sharpen, it will blunt faster. Now, I'll certainly put that to the test later and I'll report back. The spec of the knife, when opened, overall length of 17.2 centimeters, which is just under 6 3/4 inches. It's got a blade length of 6.8 centimeters, which is just under 2 3/4 inches. So under your 3 inch, which is a kind of cut-off point for most countries, certainly in the UK, and in Scotland where I am. It's got a blade width of 3mm, which is not too thick, but it's still good. That translates to a 3/32 of an inch, or approximately that. And it's quite a weighty knife. It's got a weight of 152 grams, which is just over 5 1/4 ounces. So not light by any means. And that's probably partly due to its construction. It's got really heavy spring going down the spine. The liner scales, which you'll see here, are considerably thicker than what you would normally expect in a folding knife, and certainly a knife of this size. But that adds to the basically the secure construction of the knife. Nice and strong. And you, like I said, you've got your two scales on there as well, of G10, black G10. So, and a wee bit of jump in there, like I mentioned. It's got a wee clip or swage, whatever you want to call it, on the back there. Isn't sharp, it's blunt, but yeah. So all in all, a nice knife. It's got a lot of positives. One of the main one being clean edge from point to ricasso. So in that respect, it is easy to maintain the edge. You've not got all these wee bloody serrations everywhere, which are no good. You get a wee choil in there as well, which I find will make a knife look a lot better as you sharpen it, because it won't just like wear up like that, because you've got this wee groove in here. Here's a knife here actually I've been making. Now I put wee choil in there, which means, what I'm saying is, when you start sharpening it, it doesn't just start wearing up like that and you end up with losing the line. You've got sort of, not quite 1/8 of an inch, but as I say, like 1/16 of an inch or something like that, of sharpening before you start to lose it a wee bit. It's a wee aesthetic type thing, but I think it looks good on a knife. That one there is kind of similar, which is nice. Just a wee choice of mine, or sorry, personal choice I should say. But a lot of positives. Certainly, it's a nice, secure secure spring. Won't close easy on you, and if it does start to wander, it's got a positive 90-degree stop before it goes round the rest of the way. If I was to list any bad points, I would say hard to open, and also hard to close, but they can be good points as well, depending on how you look at it. But if you are physically impaired, either through a recent accident or not, or frostbite or anything, if you've got hand or digits out of commission, you may find this hard to operate. And I think it probably would be hard to operate with a pair of gloves on as well, so bear that in mind. But as a wee knife to get you out of a tight situation, a nice legal carry to take with you anywhere, an everyday carry, depending on the laws in your area, of course. But yeah, nice. So if you like that, please feel free to hit the like button and also subscribe to be kept up to date with future productions, and feel free to leave a comment below. If you've got one of these, share your experiences of it. If you've got the landscape, share your experiences of that. If you've got both of them, give us a comparison. It's always welcome. But like I said, as the weather's improving, days are getting a wee bit longer, so we'll be able to get out and do a wee bit more. So until then, bear with us, we'll get more done. As I say, get out and do a wee bit of bushcraft skills, etc. Maybe even do a wee bit of knife making as well. See how easy that is to film. But that's for another day there. So until then, bear with us and basically stay safe and well, and all the best. Slange.